Okay, so the tensions are definitely increasing. I mean, the market over the past few days has been pricing in the whole, let's call it, Middle East situation as if it was going to be a pretty quick out. But then some new remarks from Trump came out, which definitely stirred the entire freaking pot. Now, over the past couple of hours, the crypto market seems to have recovered yet again, but still, I mean, some of these remarks have some lasting, I mean, let me just take y'all back and quickly see what was stated. So, one of the first posts from Trump was, "We now have complete control and over the skies of Iran. Iran has good sky trackers and other defensive equipment and plenty of it. But it doesn't compare to the American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff. Nobody does it better than the good old US of A." And that wasn't the most interesting one. Even though this got, almost 100 million views in total probably, we have another few. All right, one more was, I'm laughing over it because of how much it affects the markets, not because the situation is funny. All right, we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He's an easy target, but is safe there, and we are not going to take him out right now, at least not for now. We don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to the matter. And then quickly afterwards he stated, "Unconditional surrender." And that was the end of it. So obviously this took the market by storm. I mean, there was more news, like for example the fact that we have a 98% chance the Federal Reserve is leaving the interest rates unchanged, probably for like a longer while, to be honest with you. Senate officially passes Genius Act crypto stablecoin bill. $4 trillion JP Morgan meets with the SEC crypto task force to discuss the impact of existing capital markets moving to public blockchain. So, I mean, in terms of news, there was a lot. As a matter of fact, there was more. A little bit earlier, we had an XRP. Well, I'm going to say multiple XRP Ripple related announcements coming out. 𝗕𝗏𝗪𝗏 said the following. Following a prior delay to June 17th, today, the SEC is inviting public comment on whether to approve or deny the CBOE's proposal to list the FTI US XRP spot ETF. The deadline for comments and rebuttals is late July. So with regards to an XRP ETF, we are obviously making steps. But right now the SEC is saying, hey, if you have some comments about it, if you have some feedback, whatever, right now is your time. Having said that, when I took a look at the comments today, and there were quite a lot, obviously a lot of them were bots, which is very annoying. I've tried, can't really stop them. I don't really know the best solution for it. But also, a lot of the comments were along the lines of, I'm tired, my coins are doing nothing for a long time, and what's going to happen next? So to just quickly tell you guys my game plan, just 30 seconds here, all I'm doing is buying every single coin out there and shutting up, right? To most people out there, it's not worth it to tell, let's say somebody comes up to you and says, hey, do you think it's still worth buying? I don't think so. My coins are not moving up. It is almost never worth it to explain to them why it's probably a smart idea to keep stacking up on these assets. If you don't see it, you don't see it. If you're tired, we all get that. Because it's never fun to wait for the pump. I've seen some discussions of people saying the altcoin season, like we know it, is not going to be here. And I honestly believe that the fact that the majority of people on the interwebs are saying it will be different this time, an altcoin season is not coming because we're already too late, 𝗕𝗏𝗧𝗧, means the altcoin season will come, and it will come even crazier than you expect. And the funny thing is, we do not know exactly in which form it will go, right? All we know is there are massive gains to be made, and still for some of the massive coins like XRP, most likely some crazy gains are still yet to come. The crazier part about it though, I feel, is that the more time it takes, the more I feel as if, what if things are really different, right? Along the lines of, what if the 4-year cycle doesn't repeat? Why? Because it just seems too good to be true. It just seems too easy. But sometimes you have to accept that you are just a person that sees through. You are just one of the tiny percentage of people that actually believe in this theory. which is also why it can work. If everybody were to believe it, it wouldn't work, which is the fun fact about anything in trading really, is the fact that most people are skeptical why it most likely will repeat in some way, shape, or form, and why most likely there are still crazy gains to be made, because many people are not FOMOing in just quite yet. They will FOMO in at these crazy high prices. Regardless though, let's quickly cover to what else was covered or stated with regards to Ripple. So we had ourselves a new lawsuit announcement. In light of the pending motion for an indicative ruling, the parties have requested that the Second Circuit continue to hold the appeals in abeyance with the SEC to file a status report by August 15th. In real truth, though, if you're wondering what's going on, don't worry about it, right? The Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, all you're going to see right now is just more wastes of time. There's really no announcement that could come out that really can make me excited anymore, unless the SEC, for example, wants to drop everything, but that's not going to happen, right? Ripple will still have to pay the $50 million fine or something in that light, and it's just a matter of time, I call it, right? Worst case, I guess, is still $125 million, like the judge stated, but I do believe that will be overruled. It's just a matter of time. But so if you're seeing these announcements, just know, even though they're really, really popular, it's not that interesting to me, at least anymore. All right, it used to be. Having said that, also, I got rugged again. So this is another coin that I put a significant amount of money into, like a year or two ago. I don't remember. Before it even came out, I invested in this, and as an institutional investor. And the interesting part is, it was not doing too much, right? And there were a lot of issues with the team already in the background, which is why I've not talked about it in a long time. But I've kept my tokens, have not done anything with them. And then I realized, hey, you know what? Actually, when it came to getting those tokens out there, for a few months they've been really quiet, not sensitive, but you don't really pay attention because obviously I've got hundreds of different crypto coins. I don't see it for most of them, right? And then I realized all of a sudden, hey, they've stopped responding for a good long while now, and all of a sudden then a minus 80-90% drop or something like that, and indeed it's the team just rugging. If you're wondering, should this still be held? My answer is kind of no, but I kind of say the same thing about almost any coin where the team lets the price die out this much. We saw it before with Mantra. We're seeing it right now with ZKJ, Polyhedra. Can they recover? Yes, but you already know that the moment they fall by like a 90% or so, usually they're doomed. And I mean, I could have actually sold at the start for still like 64 cents. The moment I lost like, I think $800,000 on this. I could have actually sold it pretty quickly for still some schmeckles. I'm not sure how much it would have been, but I think from peak, it might still be a couple hundred. I don't remember exactly. But right now, I just realized it's from 64 cents down to 25 cents, right? Now, throughout the year, it's actually down significantly. I mean, the first time that I bought, I don't think it was above 10 cents or something like that. So some people stated, oh, you actually just lost profit. But the way I see my crypto bags always is, since they're liquid, right? At least if they are, that's the money you have right now. So I don't really get sad over losing money unless I cash out. And take the loss, for example, which also don't really hurt me mentally no more. I'm long past that. But if, let's say, for example, your portfolio hits $1 million one day, right? It hits that number. If it now goes down to $100,000, I don't care what I put in. Because with my crypto journey, it's a continuous investment over many, many years. I have no idea if I put in $1,000 into crypto or 25 million. It's just hard to say. Right? I don't know the number at all. All I know is the number that I have, so to speak. And so that number is my net worth, is my portfolio, whatever you want to call it. If it goes up, if it goes down, that's my money going up and going down. Now, again, it's different if you are putting a certain, let's say, for example, I put $10,000 in a coin. I put $100,000 in a coin and it goes down to 40. I've lost $40,000. Even if it goes to 400 and then back down to 40, I feel as if I've only lost, from 100 to 40, so $60,000 because that's how it feels. But if it's a continuous investment for your entire portfolio, I don't feel that way. I feel that way with specific coins. Now, with coins that I've held for multiple years, though, I forget the entry. I forget how much I bought at. I forget all those things. As of this point, because this has been this has been a while cooking, okay? Eventually, I just saw the portfolio. Let's say it was $1 million, right? Let's just pick a number. I don't even know the exact amount. That's how much I've got in this coin. I could sell it all right now, but I choose to let it multiply towards whatever. So if it goes down from 1 million schmeckles, let's say, to $100,000, for example, I'm just naming a number. Am I opinion, I just lost $800,000, right? It doesn't mean that I originally only put in $100,000 and it's back to that level. I feel as if I just lost that. And that's a different way to look at these investments, really. To some extent, it keeps you sane. To another extent, this is way more hurtful, because if you start comparing your peak performance to, what you're at now, many people will feel depressed. I'm stuck. But from my personal perspective, you should see this crypto game as a PvP game. You should see it as a whatever your peak was is what you could have had and you didn't. So depending on how you're able to handle these things, I feel as if you should hold yourself accountable for not maximizing your profit to the best degree. When I take a look at my trades, for example, right? And if we take a look at this XRP trade, it's down $55,000 right now. This was up $20,000 a few weeks ago. I could have cashed out the 20K, and then opened a new trade, for example, which I could have been DCAing into, for example, and then make a ton of profit. Even right now, I told you guys we're going to get resisted at 233 yesterday. No, a few days ago. 2 days ago, I think. No, yesterday officially. Some people in the comments said, no, we're probably not. Again, look at what we just rejected. So our XP prediction was pretty spot on. What we could have done is, again, sell everything at that point, max short it, take opportunity, take the profit. And again at the, what did we say again? I think $2.20 below, $2.20 or so. Just start buying again. Just start layering the buys from $2.20 all the way back down to $2. It's a pretty wide range, sure, but with 5x, maybe 10x leverage, it's not too hard to do. Layer in your buys yet again and just start going at it. But we didn't. So I could now say, oh, well, it doesn't matter because well, for me, I personally feel as if it doesn't matter because I've got so many trades open. I've got so much, and I've got the bots, and I've got different bots, and I've got different trades. So it's all okay, because the bots automatically buy XRP every single time the price goes lower anyway. If you do start thinking about it, the strategy is so simple and it does work. Why not make another extra couple $100,000 in the midst? Because what's the risk here? The only risk really is that I'm going to have to hold this XRP position for a bit longer, or that you sell, for example, at the $2.33 mark and the price just start going up crazier and crazier and crazier. But really, when you think about it, let's say my trade was only minus 30,000 right there. It would have, theoretically speaking, been better to cash it out right there and then take either a short or wait again to start buying here, because you might say, well, but I would have been minus 30,000 there, so it still would have been minus. Sure, but that minus 30K that I would have taken there could have now been plus 30, or at least been better, so to speak, as I did not take this additional fall back downwards. Again, I'm not now just preaching what is best in theory. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying I will do it perfectly every single time. Just realize though, right, if I want to, just realize for the account, for example, I can still open up $2.5 million worth of a trade here on the account. It's not like I'm in a bad position to not open more. I can keep opening it up forever. All I said before with regards to this trade was I kind of keep it at, let's see now, about $300,000. Why? Mostly for in case XRP really starts doing something crazy, because I already have millions of dollars worth of XRP positions open. And I've also got all my spot XRP. I think I'm kind of solid. So for this specific trade, there's better theories to do it, but I think also at that point you have to pay full attention to it. I'm just stating that even then, if you start looking at this number and think, oh, but I'm cashing it out at this minus. The reason I don't do it is because I'm partially kind of lazy and because I don't care about optimizing things. But theoretically, even though it's still at a minus, it could have been beautiful to sell it right here and take the loss, for example, just to open up a new position, because many profitable traders over longer periods of time also do that. Sometimes you take a little bit of a loss purely to make a better win. Theoretically, all right, I could have also kept it open and just opened more at the bottom. But if I thought it was going to go to the bottom anyway, right, why not just close it here and open it new? Because at that point, we are changing our average opening price from 255 to 216. Right, so we're taking a bit of a loss, but then the moment it goes back to 255, for example, we're up 17 times, 17% times, of course, 10. So we basically are up 170% on that trade. So, that could have been pretty juicy, especially because it's a pretty nasty trade. Anyway, it's just some theory. Just wanted to quickly put out there. With regards to the patience running thin, if your patience is running thin, hey, man up, right? Because this is not a short-term game. Realize that. It's a longer-term game, all right? And if you're not equipped for that, you're not equipped for that. But usually it's the hold, I don't know the English terms for it. It's the people that are able to hold on that win the big money. Let's just call it like that. So if you've run out of patience, you can't handle it no more. Maybe the big gains are just not for you. But that's about it for right now. Just wanted to quickly get that out there. And I'm still very much excited about this market. And it's a surprise every single time I wake up. Oh, is my portfolio going to be down a lot? Oh, am I going to be up a lot? But ultimately, it all doesn't really matter that much unless it's either a 10x or I'm down to my last freaking dime. But yeah, that's about it.